I am Terra's shield. I am unbreakable.
Hey guys, it's me, it's your boy Midnight. I know it's been a while, but life's busy, and in the few free time I got left, I was grinding the ladder, and it actually paid off. For last season, we got our shiny card back, and as promised, today I'm back with the regular deck guides, and our warlord today is Rogal Dorn, the Primarch of the Imperial Fists. Why would you play Dorn? I discovered that he's pretty good against the sisters, who are currently like the top dogs of the ladder. Yes, they have three very potent board clears in the form of the Cull and the Great Tithe, but still it is very difficult to breach the Imperial defenses if they are built by Rogal Dorn. So what are the Imperial Fists all about? They are a very defensive faction. You want to build a board with them a little bit like Imperial... no, what are they called? Iron Fists? No. Holy crap, how are they called? Iron Hands, Jesus Christ, Iron Hands, Imperial Fists, I'm getting it all mixed up. So they work a bit like Iron Hands, but they're good. And so yeah, you basically want to build a board, grind down your opponent, and then finish them off big with a gauntlet, or just as you can for it. But we get to the cards later. Their gimmick is Bastion. Bastion is basically some kind of defensive health. So it applies a shield to your troop or your warlord. It protects him from a certain amount of damage. It's only incoming damage though, so if the troop or your warlord attacks, the bastion isn't reduced, but your health. So yeah, it's kind of a worse health, so to say. The good thing though is that we have some synergies with bastion. Not in the stack to be honest, but still, let's see what I got here. So as mentioned, our warlord is Rogal Dorn. To be fair, he is not very good. He has 40 HP, that speaks for him. And medium initiative. His reckoning is also not that great, so let's take a look at that first, I guess. So here it is. It starts with a cost of 30. That's the most expensive reckoning I know of. It gets reduced by 1 every time you start a turn with one or more troops on your board. So if you got 6 troops, it gets reduced by 6, 1 troop it gets reduced by 1, and so on. If you can pop it, you become Rogal Dorn, the Praetorian of Terror. You create a Stone Gauntlet in your hand, which is like a Bastion synergy, and you can give 1 Bastion for free, so it's kind of an upgrade to his actual ability, and he also gets 1 attack. As mentioned, it's not that great. It either happens or it doesn't. I played like 50-60 games with him, and I think I was able to pop it like 5 times. And when I did, it was usually when I was already winning by a lot. The only time where it comes in really handy, in my opinion, is when you're playing mirror matches against other Imperial Fists, so you're kind of standing there, staring at each other and your buildings, and just hope for the best outcome. They also got a non-collectible troop, the sentry turret, couple of cards, and troops spawn sentry turrets. These are basically little shits who fire at the enemy at the start of your turn. So let's get back to the deck. Here's Dorn. So you got multiple ways to build Dorn. You can go for a full structure build with a lot of relentless structures. And the fortified outpost, I tried that, it didn't work out that well, I lost a lot. And then there's also the usual combo stuff with Archamus, the Stone Gauntlet, just as you can for it. I got it in Pollux, so I thought I'd go for a different approach here. I wanted to build in his reckoning a bit, and his ability to give Bastion, so to protect troops, so we're going for some value troops, the Kaiser Lane, Ekratras, Cubic Starside and so on, and we pair it with some of the Imperial Fist Staples. Our first card here is Kaiser Lane. Good thing is, yes, we can protect him with Bastion, so he gets even harder to kill. He helps us a bit with our hand size, which is a problem for every Primarch. Also, when he's on the board at the start of the turn, he reduces your reckoning by 1, so pretty good card. He works here really well, because as mentioned, you can buff him and he reduces your reckoning. Then we get Command Bridge. With Command Bridge, you usually want to fish for cards in a certain situation, as mentioned. This is very important here, because you really want Stalwart Defenders on curve. This is a very important card here, because it buffs your board at the end of your turn. And again, of course, if you want to get rid of something big, fish for Retribution. If you're out of cards in your hand, fish for the fan lines and so on. I think the Command Bridge is a very good card here. Then we get Haranburg, our first legendary. This is basically a targeted abandoned supplies, so to say, which reduces the cost by 4. So you play a troop for 2 additional costs, but you get a copy of the troop in your hand, which has a reduced cost of 4. This works really well. I think the best targets for these are the Gorhagen squads, because you play 1 Gorhagen, it gets buffed. Then you play another Grohagen for free after we play Tyrannic for 6 energy. And that guy gets even bigger than the previous guy. Also very good on gross parts. Achamus, for example, to buff something twice. Phalanx Fortress would be a 10 energy combo to summon 4 of these guys for 10 energy instead of 12. So very good card, but don't keep it in your starting hand because the earliest combo you can do with that is probably Sergeant Demand. Starside. You can also copy legendary troops. Yeah, as mentioned, the earliest combo is 5 energy, so keep it for late game more or less. Praetorian Recruit. This is the only flanker the Imperial Fists have access to. I like him a lot. He is 3 damage for 2, pretty standard, but he has a second gimmick. So if you play him on 4, you can use his ability since he has flank instantly, and then he becomes a 3-4 frontline or a 3-2 frontline with 2 Bastion, which is effectively a 3-4. I really like the versatility, reminds me a bit of the Ultramarines. So next value troop after Kaiser Lane is Lord Malkil. Again, same synergy. We can protect him with Bastion. He lowers a Reckoning at the start of the turn because he's a bit difficult to get rid of, and his ability is excellent. For example, we can already Stalwart Defenders on our second turn. And Crucial Choice, I think this goes in almost every deck now. I put it here because the Imperial Fists don't have any reach or good reactive tools, so fish for those when you play Crucial Choice, some board clear, or maybe a good finisher like one of those legendary ships, Vengeful Spirit and so on. Next up, Ambassador Melgator. Yeah, we got a lot of legendaries in here. Ambassador Melgator is good for board tempo and we need that a lot in this deck. And second use, as mentioned, if you have watched my other videos, I like to include Melgator in decks, but then I can also use him on my own stuff, and here we got a lot. We got a lot of rally effects like Castros, we got Achamus, who can be bounced, perimeter defenses, Phalanx Warders even, if they are damaged. So you attack with them, bounce them, play him again. It's pretty good value if you are not able to bounce something from the enemy. Then first, regular troop, Castros. Pretty self-explanatory, 2-3 frontline. Not that great for 3 energy, but he spawns one of those little sentry turrets, so you get 2 troops for 3 energy, 2 not bad troops. Yeah, not much to say here. Then, next legendary is the Sergeant Demand, a very good 3-drop. He's effectively a 3-5 for 3 energy, with a rage effect, so he gives Bastion 1 to all units, your warlord included, and your board. You need to keep in mind that the rage only triggers when the health is damaged, so when his Bastion is damaged, if something slams into him with 2 damage, his rage doesn't trigger. Pretty good if you can buff him up with a Shamus, for example. And effectively you want his rage to trigger like twice before he dies. Next value troop, Extra Dress. What makes him really good here is again, Bastion works on any damage which isn't taken while attacking. So when he uses his ability and, for example, you could Star Wars Defenders, instead of reducing his health with his ability, he just gets rid of 1 point of Bastion. He helped me a lot in the game with Dorn can drag on, and sometimes he heals you for like, I don't know, I had one game where he healed me for like 15 or something. Very good here. Informant Network, my anti-stealth of choice. You can also run something like Skitari Protectors or even Joker Company here, because you can buff them up and they can provide value, and Skitari Protectors are a frontline which works here to protect turrets and so on, but Informant Network is just cheaper and more reliable, so I go with that. Cubic Starsight, another value troop, same principle as with Lord Malkil or Kaiser Lane. He's a bit easier to kill, he has no Precognition or Duplicitus, but still, since we can protect him, he can provide us with some cool cards from the enemy deck maybe. And yeah, he replaces himself, very good. Since we can protect him, double value here. And then Stalwart Defenders, this is a staple for any Imperial Fist deck in my opinion. Very good card. Buffs your whole board at the end of the turn. If you get 2 of those active and this game still goes on, your opponent will have a lot of trouble dealing with your board, especially if you play something like Perimeter Defenses after you play Stalwart Defenders. Excellent card. I don't see a reason not to run 2 of those. Then, as mentioned, Grohagen squads. They get a good synergy here because you got a lot of stuff which is sticky on the board or stuff which can spawn more than 1 unit. You usually don't want to play them on 4. I suggest to play them when you have at least 2 other troops on the board, so they become 5-6. 5-6 for 4 is already great value, and they also prime target, as mentioned, for Haranburg. And actual 4-drop now, the crossbar squads, they have both stats for 3-4, but their effect is great. They got frontline, so again, protective function, and stun applies to anything that attacks it, so even if the Enemy has terror, first strike, sneak attack, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to damage them, they just have to be attacked and it gets stunned. Excellent tool against aggro. Achamus, we don't run that many starters and he's probably better than Pollux, but still here he provides great value even if you're only able to buff one troop, which is usually the case. Follow it up like if you play Grosspower, they survive, if you follow up with an Achamus, buff them up, it's already great for 5 and with a +2/2 effect. If you can buff more, then of course go for it. For example, Fanlings Defenders, great synergy, cool guy. And then for Metro Defenses, that's my 5-drop of choice, simply because we get 3 units for 1 card. It's the perfect follow-up as mentioned for the Stalwart Defenders. In the 5-drop spot you also got those Terminators who spawn turrets at the end of the turn, but the problem with them is that the turret which gets spawned, so it doesn't get buffed by Stalwart Defenders, it will always remain a 1/2, because the resolution of your Warlord always triggers before the resolution of your troops. So I went with those. Again, you can bounce it with Melgator if it gets damaged or something, I really like it. Then Fanlings Defenders, 3/5, twice for 6 energy, very good, so it's 3/3 but with Bastion 2, so I say 3/5. Just so you know, so it's a less rifle section, what's it called? 24th cohort or something, like this card which spawns 2 last rifle sections of frontline on steroids. If you get Stalwart Defenders again, they're great. Buff them up with Achamus, this is my 6-drop of choice. Then we get Rogal Whirlwind. This is a very good troop. It's a 5/5 body with an artillery strike attached to it. Great value, so a 4 energy card on 5 energy worth of stats. Still only 1 copy because the effect is a bit nice, but still a great troop. You should include always at least one of those, because again we got a little problems with reactions. We got only 2 flankers and this is AoE, but still very good card. Then we got Retribution. First I deemed this card not very good, because it's a bit snowbally. Usually you want to get rid of something with hard removal when you have nothing on the board, but this works great. For example, on 10 energy you drop perimeter defenses and then this costs just 4, so you can play it alongside with something else. If you get a full board this costs just 1. I think it's pretty good, it comes in handy sometimes doesn't, sometimes I wish I had 2 of those. I think when copy is a good balance here, hard removal can always come in handy. Then we get Gunfried. I think this is the best Imperial Fist Legendary. This guy can finish the game by himself if you have something on the board. So up to 16 damage, no wait, 18 damage, sorry. So he counts your world as well. If you have nothing on the board and play him, he deals 3 damage to something. With a 6/8 body, not too shabby. Great troop, win condition, huge damage, can wipe the board, can kill the enemy world on the spot. I think this is seriously my favorite troop of the Imperial Fists. Include him anywhere, trust me. Then last legendary, as you see we include all Imperial Fist legendaries here, the Phalanx, the capital ship of the Imperial Fists. This time it's kinda lore friendly, it doesn't do damage like the other legendary ships, it draws you 4 cards, gives Bastion 4 to your Warlord and Ruthless Furniture. It's a great second wind, I love it when I'm out of cards and just play it. Nothing else to say. Then at last but not least I got Defender of Terror here. There's Conqueror. There's Great Tithe. So your board gets wiped, the opponent is like, I got through his annoying defenses, and then you drop this. Yes, it's a 10 energy cost, it's kind of a dead card if you draw it too early, but it saved my ass a lot of times, trust me, this comes in really handy, even if it is on 10 energy, since the game will drag on anyway. Alright, as usual, if you don't agree with me on any of my card choices, or if you're missing something for this build, I got some cards for you which you can include here as well, which work pretty well in my opinion. First of all, Gerlach Squad, or Gerlach, based on German, so I just call them Gerlach. Gerlach Squad, 2/3 for 2, but they provide 3/4 worth of stats because of their effect. Still you need something on the board, but most of the time you will have, so pretty good troop. I think your one-off can come in handy here. Then Fortified Outpost. This is obviously better in a more structure-themed deck, but even here it's not bad. The ability is okay. You will sometimes have turrets, but as mentioned, it really only shines when you have a lot of turrets on the board, in my opinion. But if you include it, maybe put in something as well like Mount Ferris. It's pretty funny in my opinion. And then Disciplined Fire. As you saw, we lack a bit of removal. This does 4 damage, only to a troop though, and it stuns them, which is great. So even if it does kill him off and you got a couple of turrets on your side of the field, you can probably bank on it to stall it, and then your turrets finish it off the next turn or something. It's not a bad card. What really bugs me is that it can't finish off the enemy warlords, so the 4 damage to 2 for 4, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't provide reach, so I skipped on that one. So then we got Storm Gauntlet. I actually run it in Pollux in the combo deck. Here it's the card that Rogal Dorn generates when he's in his transformed Praetorian of Terror form. It's a really good stalwart synergy. It's a bit of a win more card and it does a lot of setup, but it can be really devastating if you manage to have something like little turrets on the board and your opponent just ignore them and they have like 7 or 8 bastion, like a couple of those. This is like 16 damage already. And then you just use your ability and then for 2 extra damage. So sometimes this card can be really good, but often it is pretty dead weight in your hand, which is already kind of a problem in Dorn. Then Osric support, it's a 5-drop, you can run it instead of parental defenses. It has a very good ability, that's why I considered it. Also respectable health. It's suspectable to Melgator, so if it gets bounced, yeah, that's a free energy swing for your opponent. That's what makes it kinda bad. It also has no real synergies with our decks, so yeah, but still, if you're missing some cards, feel free to include them. Since, yeah, as mentioned, the ability is good and the health is fair. Captain Alexandra, it's a good troop. It can help snowball the board. It's hard to get rid of. I tried him. He's very situational and usually he will just eat heart removal, but if he sticks, he can be devastating, so also another bad inclusion here. Some neutral cards. First of all, dev sets. This deck has no reliable board clears, like we have the Artillery Strike effect on Workless Whirlwind and Justice Gunfried. It was random and needs a board first. So I kinda struggled against some Zudecks like Lucretia's. I think dev sets could actually find a spot here. Feel free to include them if you agree with me. So then we got Drilling Site. This is good for combos with like Achamos, Haranburg. So you play Haranburg on 3 energy, for example, Drilling Site, play Sergeant Amount, and then play a 0-cost Sergeant Amount onto 3 energy. That's a huge combo. But then you probably get rid of your whole hand, and that's a problem with Dorn. I think this is better suited again for something like Pollux, but feel free to try it out. You can really pull off some power plays with that and easier. And Terraforming, if you go for the structure build I mentioned, I think this is a very good turn 1 play. You can get a 2 energy fortified outpost with it, which helps to combo it with like a bunch of turrets which you spawn on the same turn, or a 5 energy Mount Ferris again. Yeah, I mean, why not? Alternatively, we also have Abandoned Supplies, also very good 1-drop. We have a lot of high cost cards to profit from it. If you're missing something from this list, I think this might also be a very good addition and very good turn 1 play. Certainly better than just using Rogal Dawn's ability on yourself if you have nothing to play turn 1. And then Supply Lines. I think one of this card can come in really handy, simply because we got Workless Whirlwind for 4 energy then, or a 6 energy Gunfried, so I think this explains it. And at last but not least, I think Ornament of Sparge is also a card you could include, simply because Stalwart Defenders again. So if you got this active and you play a bunch of front lines from the Ornament of Sparge, you'll get buffed. This can become pretty nasty, but this card is situational. Your opponent needs to have a board. And yeah, it's kind of sometimes RNG heavy. It got better since the Solar Auxiliars come into play, because there's also this 4-5 which can be spawned with that. But still, I'm not a big fan of this card because I'm simply an unlucky and person and I just get salty, so I skipped on that one. So that's the deck. It's the start of the season. I played a bit. Oh, great. Let's check it. Ooh, great. So I'm like, I didn't play that much. Yeah, I'm already in the 50, but yeah, whatever. Dorn worked well. I guess, as mentioned, not bad crawl counter. If there is something like a crawl counter, but I think Dorn is something that comes next to something that you can call a counter. So let's jump into some games. Enjoy. Saul. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty bad hand. Also going second against Saul kinda bugs me. Oh boy.
I will shake Terra to be a bastion of the Imperium.
Not much better.
For honor!
So, all we can do here is just huddle up and pass the turn. I fucking knew it. Alright, Stalwart defenders next turn. So yeah, I'm just gonna clear it here. 11 damage dealt. But that's life, boys. That's just soul tempo for you. Running abundant supplies and soul is really bold, in my opinion, because of tactical brilliance. But if it works, I guess. So, what's that, buddy? Holy crap, okay. The infamous 5 energy Hydra, fine. Well, let's hope it just runs in our defenses. Apparently it doesn't. Holy crap, dude. Ouch. Alright. Terrible ping, Mr. Turret. So I'm gonna do that. That. You go here. You go here. Do I use the counterattack on something? Probably not. Let's just pass. Does he have protocols or what? No. What's that? Nothing. Okay. Ooh, very good turrets. So let's just play you and go Hagen. And I'm actually gonna give myself the counterattack here because I'm kind of afraid of Pride of the Emperor. But I'm certain from here on it can go further. With our game plan again. God damn it. Still got the crossbars, he plays something big, which can disable a couple of turns. Yeah, like this one. So obvious play here is the Retribution. I can get it to 1 energy with if I play Kestros, which I'm going to do. And let's actually check the... Well, that's perfect. Unless he kills me, I got this. I mean, I even probably would have got him without a Limit Crack Zoner, but this will accelerate things a bit. He can play Longinus into Pride of the Emperor still with Tactical Brilliance. Yeah, here it is. Does he have it? Or drilling side, I guess. Yeah, weird conceit, but phew. Oh, that was a nice tempo from him, but we defended ourselves. Here's our Kroll. I think 1 is enough. If you're playing Kroll at the start of the season,
protect the Imperium.
I fear the day his pride becomes his downfall.
so if you play Kroll at the start of the season, I deem you Sweaty. Nothing to do here. Just gonna buff up. Alright, that's annoying. I can't deal with that right now, so again, bulking up. I need to hope that he doesn't have the call in hand for my perimeter defenses I play into turns. So I probably will just use my counter-attack on it as well from one of the turrets. Yeah, that doesn't do much, it's fine. And he keeps the Ooga Booga up. Stalwart turn 3, pretty good. Second perimeter defenses, then Worklash to get finally rid of finally get rid of the Kaiser lane. Then, as mentioned, I need to hope that he didn't draw his call yet. Come on, dude, what you got? That's fine. So I could clear it, but then I got nothing else to play, so defenses and this, and pass the turn. If he doesn't have call, I'm in a very good spot. As mentioned, next turn Worklash will do good work, I hope. If not, call clears my board. Since he says it... oh yeah, there it is. It's still okay, kind of. Yeah, it buffed as a lane, unfortunate. This one still dies, so not that bad. Alright, Whirlwind. And pass the turn. I really hope you got nothing too crazy from the lane. It's fine. I can play Praetorian and the Chums next turn. Okay, why? Saving 5 health, I guess. Okay, as mentioned, my play is a recruit. Buff him with a Chamus. Slam him. And that's it for now. Little Chamus value, but still. Good enough. It's perfectly fine. You probably got Raven's Claws or whatever they're called. Yeah. Silver Ospreys. This dude. Swole's Lane. So as you see, although she keeps clearing the board, we got the upper edge. No terror, please. That's okay. So Malkil and silence Horus. Do I want to attack into that? So that it has only 3 health and if it attacks into it? I can still do it next turn, I guess. I won't risk it. So how to play Krell as you see? So much think involved. Oh boy. Okay, Fenling's time, I guess. So I got 6 energy, so what I'm doing is probably one of those. Gorhagen. Like you go here. And you go here. Should be good enough. Okay. Just try to get them the lane, dude. Duke. That one has to go. She keeps it alive, okay. Fine by me, I guess. Let's see. I got 11 energy, and I want to play Retribution as mentioned, alongside with Gorhagen's. So this one first, I guess. So this is 4. If I play these 2, this is 2. Yeah, I think that's the play. So the card doesn't kill it. If he plays ties, I'm actually fine with it. Blade incoming from the lane, holy crap. Now this is juicy. Holy tits, dude. That's an ouchie, I guess. Yeah, this one then. Kind of a misplay, my friend. If he attacked that. Okay, what's that? I don't understand what he's doing so much. Oh, that's another Persecutor Mistress. Okay. So, somewhere in the depths of my deck is still a Gunfried. But for now, I'm gonna play these dudes. Gorhagen. And heal up. He really wants that fast climb. We denied with 15-minute games. I don't know what he did last turn, that was so messy. Yeah. I'm still looking for my Gunfried. He would seal the deal here probably. And I got that one in my deck as well. Somewhere. That's okay. Gunfried, where are you? Rips the lane. He won't be missed. Well, Informer Network is just great here. Okay, and he still goes face. This is hilarious, to be honest. Rip your troops. Rip you. I mean, I could play around Tithe, I guess. I could also have played Euphemia King. I'm pretty stupid. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Let's see if he got Tithe. I could have played double Euphemia King with Varanvok. That would have been hilarious. To finish him off with that. God damn it. I'm so focused on my combos that I totally forgot it. So you got Tithe now.
To the end, my vow remains unbroken.
Get worn down, boy. Ooh. Mirror. Yeah, this might be fun. I'm gonna keep the 2-drop. Unfortunately, I'm going second.
I will shake Terra to be a bastion of the Imperium.
One extra card,
A
but
capital world worthy of ruling the galaxy.
if he draws well, I will have a problem. So, Stalwart defenders, please. Arigato. I'm just getting rid of this bastion here. Alright. Kestos is great. And pass the turn. Next turn I'll Stalwart, and then Gorhagen. War rooms. Yeah, what was he fishing for? It's okay. So, Stalwart. And I'm gonna go aggressive here. What's that? Double amount. Yeah, well... Where's... the Melgator when you need him? Let's get rid of the Bastion here. Sucks a bit, but next turn I got a really strong play with Varanvok and Gorhagen. can't clear everything here. Of course, slightly annoying. So, Haranburg and double Gohagen. Gotta kill that one. Yeah, that's a problem, obviously. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. This is so bad. Okay. Let's see. Praetorian recruit into Achamus, I guess. That's like my only out. I hope that his ridicule backfires. So my bastion is now completely useless. It's really unfortunate. And he takes 8 to the face. Okay. So I could like set up a bigger gun fleet. This is 12 damage. I think that's still worth it. I think it's even lethal, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. Outdorned. Alright guys, these were the games for today. We saw some mirror action against another Dorn, a little bit of struggle against the Tempo Soul, and as mentioned in the deck preview, how to counter Kroll, wear her out, drag the game along, and then finish her off. Although she had all those spells from Kaiser Lane, the tactics, I mean, the random stuff, we still made it. Pretty happy with that one. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed as well. I hope this gives you an idea how to play the Golden Boy. I still hope he gets some change to his Reckoning or his ability a bit. I'm not really sure what to do there, but right now it kind of feels both a bit useless. As mentioned, the only thing speaking for him are the 40 HP in the initiative. So yeah, if you're interested in more deck builds, check out my channel. Got a couple out already there, and I'm also taking community requests, so if you want me to build something of your choice, your favorite board which you weren't able to make, just let me know in the comments. I'm doing all of them. And besides that, I also got event gameplay and matches from the current World Cup uploaded. Check those out as well. I got all the playlists on my channel. And until the next video, I hope to see you then. Midnight out.